Yo, back here again for another video finally. I thought I'd talk about introverted feeling today. And not just a general view. I tried making a video before, just talking about that stuff in general and how it relates to me, but I thought I'd pick a focused topic for once. So I'm going to talk about how introverted feeling for me relates to music, and more specifically writing music. And I don't think this will be a super long video. I just thought I'd explain some thoughts. So for me, it's all too classic. I have trouble expressing my feelings towards things that I guess are a little more personal. And it's interesting because, I think this is something I'll figure out eventually, but sometimes I'll just meet people where it's just intuitive. Like, I feel comfortable talking to them about, sorry. Oh, almost had to burp. I feel comfortable talking to them. And I think it might be, I don't know if has to do with just a general attraction, not even like a sexual way. I just mean I don't know, maybe liking their personality type thing where I feel like I can immediately connect or something. It's like that, and that I guess it's part of it still, but that they're also open to doing that as well. I think when people are more forward with that immediately, that I'm able to reciprocate a little bit better, but it's almost when it's someone that can come forward with that's also of a similar personality type. Again, it's like I can't fully explain it, but I met someone this past year, just a friend, where it was just easier to talk to them. It wasn't like a super close relationship either. It was it was just automatically easy, and I think it might just be something to do with maybe it was a personality type that works well with mine. I wasn't able to really type them, not really sure. So I'm able to express it to certain people, and I have had problems in the past where people I was close with, I wasn't able to express my feelings very well either, and that can be problematic, totally understandable, and I totally get why. But so that's kind of just a general background, and because I have trouble doing this all the time, more often than not, when I write music, it's just a perfect avenue for me to not only explore, I guess, abstract thought, creativity, something that I really value, but it allows me to, speak my mind a little bit, actually calculated, or say things with a calculated approach, whether they be straightforward or a little abstract, I guess more poetic in nature, I suppose. And I also get to explore the soundscape that I can use to represent me, I guess delving more into the abstract. And I think that part might be my favorite. The lyrics to me are almost a little bit secondary, even though I think they're necessary. But for this, I just get to explore all of that, and it's almost like an exercise. Even making this video. People that make videos on YouTube are totally creative, and they're speaking their mind and creating this environment for their YouTube channel. And I don't think I'm very good at that, because I'm just putting my phone on a speaker stand and in the dark a little bit. But I'm just using this as an exercise to just speak things off my mind, like I said. So that's why I kind of got into music, got into writing it specifically. I was a bit encouraged, and it turned out to be the right thing. I think people saw that it was something that I could do. And obviously, when you get into that, you're not amazing immediately, but, like everything, it takes practice. But when I, for example, maybe not writing music, but listen to other people's music, something I love to do is listen to music by other INFPs, such as Aurora, Bjork, people that are more of the introverted type as well, like James Blake. It's interesting to hear what they have to say, especially, Aurora and Bjork, because I think they have similar characteristics, but also different approaches. I always feel like Aurora, if you haven't heard of her, she's a Norwegian singer. It's absolutely wonderful. She's super goofy too, and I think that's why she gets comparisons to Bjork. But her music isn't really always about herself. It's about, other things too, and how that can relate to other people and how that can help people. And I think something she said in like an interview was, she liked the idea of having her music feel like, a friend that can talk to you. And I think for me, my end goal would be to write music that, allowed me to say things, but also allow me to be, not just a commodity that's bought or sold, but someone that can actually, be there for someone else too. I think a lot of people can relate to the idea of, something happening to them, something sad or something even happy, and using music to help them through that. And it's pretty great that we have this medium out there so that, say you went through a breakup, or say, like a family member moved away or passed away, you can have this person that's like, hey, like, here's my experience, like, I understand what you're going through, it's all different, but, it's you're not alone type thing. And for introverted people like me, I think it's almost needed because, we're not always communicating stuff to people. And what I've seen for myself and other INFPs, that there's also this idea that we do prefer and maybe do somewhat thrive off of trying to deal with kind of hardships on our own. Maybe not that it's the most healthy thing, but it's something that's intuitive for us to do and actually can help, at least to an extent, right? And, I think the same thing can be said about YouTube. People, doing the same thing like this, like talking about their feelings. It's a place where people that don't normally have an avenue to say something do say something, and you're able to hear people that you would never normally hear talk, explain their thoughts. And that's kind of what my favorite thing is about YouTube, and why I'm kind of doing this as well. Not just as an exercise, but also just because it feels like something that is actually beneficial, and it's not just succumbing to the internet and electronics and technology. I think a lot of stuff with the internet is really great for society, and I think some of the YouTube community is a huge part of creating a future that is positive. I couldn't even imagine growing up anymore without this stuff. Dealing with the same problems without, hearing people talk on the internet, especially lately that I've kind of discovered, more vlogs and stuff. Not like Casey Neistat type vlogs, but, people like in the MBTI community, for example, or even some people in like the ASMR community, I think like music, they have the intention of helping people, which is great. It's not always just about like the whole tingle thing. But yeah, so I guess this is just a little bit brief. I just wanted to just talk about it real quick. And I really encourage any INFP that maybe isn't doing anything creative to really even just try something, not to be even just good at it, just to, get things out there. You don't have to make music. You can write poetry, you can paint, you could dance, you could do, any kind of abstract art. You could do theater, all that stuff, It's certainly something that's gotten me through, and to be honest, it's just all I really do. Even in high school, it's just like, I was there to play music, and that was it. Whether or not it was amazing, it was something that I knew, at least intuitively for me, that was right. It was correct. I felt that way with art classes and stuff, but music was just, I guess, the thing for me, and I, just didn't grow out of it. So it would be really cool to hear any other personality types' opinions on this type of stuff, how they view introverted feeling in others, and even INFPs, how they feel about their introverted feeling and where they're at with that, and if they have an avenue for expressing themselves to help them be healthy with I guess their life, mentally, and going about everything with the type of traits we were given or we were born with. So I guess that's it for today. I should probably plan out these videos for real at some point, but maybe, again, I think I said this before, maybe in the future. So, all right, have a good one, peeps. I guess I'll see you in another video, like I said. Peace.